Well, so many of us think about eating hot crawfish during the spring or summertime, but as cold temperatures settle in and there's no end in sight for the pandemic, how does the industry and the seafood make it through the winter? Scott BRAZDA shows us how the industry itself is on the rebound.
All right, Scott BRAZDA here at Chez Francois Seafood. We thought now would be the perfect time to check in with Andre Leger to talk about the fall and winter crawfish and maybe get a read on how things are going and what to expect in 2021. Things are going pretty good right now, though.
It's looking good, Scott, looking real good. It looks like we had a real wet summer. The crawfish didn't have to very far. There's a lot of babies.
But even with the early returns, for the positive prognosis to become reality, a couple more things have to go right, says Leger.
Contingent upon the winter, and how cold it gets. But man, we started and we sure didn't expect to see what we're seeing.
Leger is seeing good signs, and there's crawfish farming activity in a few different places.
They're still catching little crawfish out the basin. The water went down, but then because of the hurricanes, put water in the basin, those guys are fishing. It looks like we're gonna have a good year, very good year of crawfish this year. It's early and we're seeing good signs early on.
That being said, the trials and tribulations brought onto the seafood industry by the pandemic won't be easily or quickly forgotten.
Oh, Scott, man, let me tell you, I'm just afraid it won't leave. That's what I'm afraid of. I don't think we're gonna wake up January 1 and everything's gonna be unicorns and rainbows. That's not gonna happen. 2020 is gonna drag on. We're gonna be affected by 2020 for years to come.
But back to the positive stuff. Christmas is 3 weeks away, and Leger expects his customers to show up and show up again.
They're gonna want the crab meat au gratin and the crawfish etouffee and the oyster dressing or the seafood gumbo. They're gonna go all out for Christmas. They always do.
Now, you may have noticed the pile's gotten a little bit smaller since we started this story. As Andre Leger says, he expects, wouldn't be surprised if the pandemic, the COVID effects, continue well into the spring. We will keep an eye on things and certainly wish Andre and all of the seafood processors and farmers and fishermen all the very best. In Lafayette, Scott BRAZDA, KATC, TV3.